and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. A Barcelona news roundup coming up today, but we are going to be moving a little bit past all of the Messi rumours. We've had days and days now of this endless speculation, and now we are going to be focusing on some of the other stories going around in Barca right now concerning Arturo Vidal, Antoine Griezmann, Luis Suarez, and the potential forward signings this summer, with Gabriel Jesus and Moussa Dembélé on the agenda. Let's now get to it. But I do start here with some really important news first and foremost, because a new motion of no confidence against the current board is now underway. This one, though, is a much more high-profile version, with presidential candidates Victor Font, Jordi Farah and Luis Fernandez all uniting as one to support this motion against the current board of Barcelona. They will now have 14 working days in order to gather 15% of signatures from the official club members, which means they're going to be looking for around 16,000 signatures from the socios in Barcelona in order to pass that first initial stage. Because by no means is this an easy operation, because if those 16,000 signatures are registered in that amount of time, and you would imagine that given everything that's going on right now, surely people are going to be coming out in their numbers to support this no confidence vote against the board. If they do indeed get past that first stage, a referendum would then be called for all of the club's members, whereby then 2/3 of all members would need to vote against the board in order to force immediate elections. And like I say, it won't be easy, it won't be a quick process either, but it's another chance here for the people of Barcelona, unlike in 2017, to come out and vote Bartomeu swiftly out of power. But on then indeed to the latest transfer talks surrounding the club right now, away from that entire Messi situation. We do begin here with Arturo Vidal, who is one of those high-profile, high-earning players that we do expect to be moving towards the exit door this summer from Barcelona. And I do think, to be honest, Vidal is, like I said before, one of those players who, if he's not going to be playing, if he knows there that he's not in the plans of the new coach, he'd much rather go somewhere else, and he will happily accept that move away. And I do respect that about Arturo Vidal. And it is interesting because, once again, his old Juventus coach Antonio Conte is very much interested in bringing Vidal to Inter Milan, and we have heard very similar rumours now. Back in January in particular, Inter wanted Vidal then. The deal didn't quite happen, but then uncertainty surrounding Conte's future did seem to put the deal in doubt. But with Conte's future now much more certain, the deal seems to be back on, with a reliable Fabrizio Romano confirming that Barcelona and Inter have started talks over Vidal. But with him being 33, entering that final year now of his deal, I wouldn't expect much, if anything, in terms of a transfer fee. But like I said before, it would be another high earner off that wage bill. We then move on to Antoine Griezmann, and there has been some interesting reports emerging about his future at Barcelona, in particular there, first of all, with his former agent Eric Olhat speaking out about Griezmann and the way that he's feeling right now at Barcelona. His former agent said before the disaster against Bayern, Antoine wanted one thing: to leave Barcelona. He felt as though he was no longer part of the plan, he couldn't continue like that, and he was seriously looking at the situation. He said then there was, as we know, a conversation between Griezmann and Ronald Koeman, who assured him that he was part of his plans and he considered him as an important player for the future, which is where things changed. And although we all know there, and we do all know, that conversation did take place between Koeman and Griezmann, and I think that certainly would have helped his confidence as a Barcelona player, I think the rest of that statement is pure speculation. What you have to bear in mind here is this guy, he knows nothing anymore. He may be the former agent of Griezmann, but he hasn't represented him for 3 years now. And for that reason, when former agents start talking in the media, I wouldn't pay too much attention. And ESPN do indeed follow up on that by saying that Griezmann has never even considered leaving Barcelona, and he's always been determined to prove his worth in a Barca shirt, even before any conversation with Ronald Koeman. And that report there is certainly worth bearing in mind when we talk about the latest rumour regarding Griezmann, which emerged last night from the Madrid media on the cover there of Marca, where it was reported that Barcelona proposed Antoine Griezmann in an incredible swap deal for Atletico Madrid's João Felix. And that rumour there really was quite a big one, but again, MD have come out to completely deny there's no truth at all in that swap deal. It's not something that happened, and I think Griezmann, very much so, will be part part of Barca's plans, you'll be part of the plans if Messi stays. If Messi goes, you would certainly imagine there that a lot more pressure, a lot more expectation will be on the shoulders of Griezmann, and he'll be hoping he can step up. Then there's the future of Luis Suarez, who, along with that reported interest from PSG, there have been a few more clubs linked with Suarez over the past few days. And I think, to be honest, that link there to PSG seems a little bit wide of the mark. I think Messi and Suarez have both been linked, of course, in the past few days to Paris Saint-Germain. And I think it's all because of that Neymar factor. And I don't really believe there's any concrete interest there from PSG in terms of Luis Suarez. One place, though, where there may be interest is from Italy, with Juventus right now emerging as a potential destination for Luis Suarez this summer, with a reliable Damasio confirming that Juve do have an interest in Suarez, but only if he'll be available on a free transfer. They're not interested whatsoever in paying any transfer fee, and that is where things in this deal start to become complicated. Because, as we've mentioned before, Suarez is certainly not in Ronald Koeman's plans for next season, and he's been made, as we know, with that telephone conversation, very much aware of that fact. And there's quite a bit of anger right now between Suarez and between the club. There's a bit of a falling out stage. But as we know, Suarez is under contract at Barcelona for one further season, until 2021. And in that time, we know that he's going to be on very, very high wages. If he's not going to be playing a significant part in the team, it's a big, big price to pay for somebody who won't be involved. However, what has also been made very clear is that Suarez will not leave the club. He does not want to go, and if the club want to force him out, he's going to make the club pay not just a termination fee, not just an agreement there between the two parties to end that contract, but Suarez wants every single euro the club will owe him in that current deal, which, according to reports, mean that Barcelona, if they want Suarez out, may have to pay around 25 million euros. 25 million! It's basically a transfer to actually get a player out. That's absolutely crazy. And I have to say, those numbers there, they do add up. That there would equate to around 480,000 euros a week, which could well be Suarez's weekly wage. And that's a massive fee, and not really something that I see the club paying. So that gives us a real problem. Even so, though, the club certainly are still looking into strikers, of course, as well, with the situation of Messi ongoing. Strikers are very much on the agenda right now, and Gabriel Jesus has been one of those prominent City players that have been linked to Barca in any cash plus player deal for Lionel Messi. And I think Jesus receives a little bit of a mixed opinion, not just from Barcelona fans, but I think football fans in general. Some people like him, some people don't. It does appear as though Ronald Koeman, though, comes down in favour of not really being a fan of Gabriel Jesus. With ESPN Spain pretty reliable, they usually are. They say that Koeman doesn't believe that Jesus is the right player to replace Suarez as Barca's leading centre-forward, with Koeman and the club too really still set on signing LAUTARO Martinez, even though, as we know, financially, that's a very, very difficult deal to complete right now, and we don't know if that is going to be possible. But aside from Jesus, there may be a few other options too that Barcelona are just keeping an eye on if they have to go down that road. Because you may have indeed heard the rumours there coming out of France and other sources too regarding Lyon's Moussa Dembélé, with interesting links there to Barcelona over the past few days, with once again Damasio also reporting on this one that should Barcelona fail in their pursuit of LAUTARO Martinez, the man who actually knocked Manchester City out of the Champions League this season, Moussa Dembélé could become one of the players on Barca's radar, with Koeman's new assistant, Henrik Larsson, a former Celtic player, and of course Moussa Dembélé, also a former Celtic player. Apparently those two engaged in some conversation about a potential move to Barcelona. And I think now, given the links to Dembélé, and also of course thinking back to those links to Memphis Depay, Lyon, over the next few weeks, that will be a club to keep a very close eye on. So that right there, guys, is some of the news away, of course, from the massive major story that is Messi's future right now. Anything at all on that, I will certainly let you know as soon as possible. Please stay up to date right here on the channel, and of course over on more TalkFCB. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the players that we have discussed in today's video. What do you think there about that massive termination fee that Suarez would be owed? And what would you do to resolve his situation? Let me know all that stuff down below. I'll see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.